Good morning, good day to you as usual. Wherever and whenever you listen to this series of knowledge seekers from Keshe Foundation Space Institute. As usual, we welcome you back for another session of marathon of not sessions, but God knows days that this thing will carry on to be. The picture you see on the screen has brought a lot of excitement and a lot of questions by many institutes in agriculture and different part of the industry. And it has brought how Keshe Foundation in one sweep has moved into the most advanced levels of technology in agriculture. You will see this gradually in every aspect of the technology, be it from medicine, wellness, energy, space, and the rest. We will set what I call the scene for the new technology. Universities, institutes, government structures have been analyzing this video heavily in the past week. And gradually, we'll see how standards are set. This center, as it is and is gradually taking shape, it's taken months and months to bring it to what it is. It's not there to grow seeds. It's there to create seeds, structures of what we call vertical people, that we can understand the operation of the soul. How? By changing the environment, we change them. And then understanding this, we take the central energy to become the seed for feeding the mankind in the universe. In a way, we are packing the bag for man to be ready to travel the span of universe with the memories, the structure of his soul, his energy part, which is connected to the energy levels of the matter of this planet. This is the purpose of this center, is not to make a lettuce and carrots and cucumbers. Is first of all to create a system that we work with the central energy of the what we call vertical people, and not with the matter state. You will see more and more. There is a new video which we will show next week, how we structuring. These products are not there for sale to make profit. These products, the way we set things up, is to show that there's an alternative. And same time, we change that the man does not need to eat the lettuce. By touching the lettuce, it takes the energy. But this comes to a very important matter. To be able to do this, man needs to understand the physiology of the man. Man needs to understand how it works. I have taken you over the past 12, 13 years in every corner to teach you a little bit about everything that the science of the man opens up to new dimensions. But sometimes we revisit and explain why we explained such a thing maybe 2, 5, or 10 years ago, that now you can see you can join another 2 dots in this, what I call the span of the knowledge of the universe, with many, many, many dots on it. In the teaching of past few weeks and months, we hovered, we brought different topics, different structures for you to understand. And as I said, don't forget, you are a few knowledge seekers, but these will be analyzed and studied by scientists for decades and centuries to come. It's the first time ever teachings are left in a visual and verbal for the humanity, to not only to keep it on the stones in the what I call archives of the man or the CDs, but to be able to transfer it across the universe. This teaching and these kind of teachings are universal teaching, which means the knowledge can be taken across. Does not need recorders, but it gets imprinted in the soul. But you have to understand how many of you have been in this dilemma of how am I connecting? What is the connection between my physicality and my soul? The biggest problem for you knowledge seekers and humanity has been that you have not understood the process of the creation within your structure of your own body. We talk about it, we do things, and we throw a stone at you, and then you see it creates a ripple, and then you forget. But listen very carefully. There is no difference between the structure of the body of the man, the structure of the star, the structure of the universe, the structure of a galaxy is all the same. It's just, are you having a spoon of water, a glass of water, a cup of water, a jug of water, a lake of water, ocean of water? Still the same knowledge, the same product, the same thing. Is you, according to the environmental and the need and conditions, decide which one suits you. You cannot, for thirst, drink the whole ocean, and you cannot fill up an ocean with a spoonful of water. And you have to understand the mechanism of how what is kept and the reason is kept. Even the oceans of this planet is not just for humanity. The conversion of the fields of the universe into the water, exactly the way you absorb cosmic ray, they absorb, they convert. Then the reflection of the blue light you see from the waters of this planet has a sterilizing effect. It has a dimensional work, not only for the planet Earth, it has effect on the solar system, and our solar system uses this part for its positioning. Even the reflection of the fields of the lights of the waters of this planet have effect in a different way on the position of our star, our solar system, our galaxy, little by little. But each one creates that position. Is that little cell which becomes the seed of cancer, which brings the whole body down. And man's behavior is that seed of cancer. Then it can bring the whole, what we call, caboodle of the creation. And we have seen the secondary cancer, what we call metastasis, appear in other part of the universe. So we come to take that cancer out. Behavior of the man to kill, behavior of the man to destroy. And as man, like the limb cells, travels on this planet and creates mayhem, killing from one continent to another, and more powerful. And then now in the soul of the man, the same thing in the other positions in the universe, because it's connected to this mayhem of nonsense of humanity, has to be sorted. Man has become that first cancer cell in the work of the universe, and we are here to uproot it. You use chemotherapy, we use the knowledge of the creation to change the seed. Humanity has become that point, seed of cancer, for the whole of the world of creation, and needs to be uprooted. It needs to be taken out. It needs to be corrected. But you have to understand how man gets to this position to become a killing machine. You have to understand the structure of the man, the behavior of the man, how the physiology of the man in being two parts has led man to this massive killing machine. 24 hours a day, you kill. Breakfast, we have cereal. Breakfast, I like milk. Breakfast, I like blah blah. Lunch, I have a steak. Oh, I'm vegetarian, I have a bowl of rice. Dinner carries on the same. One murder system from the beginning to the end. We just wake up to kill. Then those who kill us, we put into prison as the killers. This is the funny part about the society of mankind. You kill from the more or less the first thing in the morning till you sleep. Oh, I have a cup of choco before I go to sleep. It came from the seed which has life, has a soul. I put more of them inside me. So we have to understand how the physiology of the man is working, and through that convert the killing system to understanding the energy system. This is why we keep on talking about cosmic ray. This is why we teach you about the soul. This is why we teach you about everything else. Now the time has come to revisit a part of the teaching which some of you had the privilege to see, some of you haven't, which we are, because more or less most of it hides within the structure of the cache, what we call health sections. Sessions done with different scientists like Dr. Elia Kostova and the others, hidden inside huge knowledge of what we call creation. One of the first things you lot has been struggling with in past few years with me is, I want to transmute, but I cannot do. Why can't you do? Because you haven't understood the physiology of your body. I cover it, I bring you the teaching of emotion. Emotion is magnetic field dependent, and you have different senses. What you call senses of smell and taste is a fraction of the senses of the universe. How you have blocked it, you have closed that door that allows you, I'm in this house, I do all the killing I like. I say that doesn't exist. And those who understood it, shelved it, and they rob you of it. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not rob. Thou shalt not do this and thou shalt not do that. In a way was a structure, because once you stop killing, you put it down to the killing of a man. The killing was for everything. From the first guy we gave the message to the other guy who came with 10 of it, and the other guys who replicated it, they all never understood. The killing wasn't just not to kill a man. Thou shalt not kill a grain, let alone a man. This comes the reason why this picture on your screen is so important. Learning for the man to enjoy the beauty of creation as a lettuce, as a flower, as a seed, without destroying it. But the problem is, man has not understood his own physiology. Man cannot understand his own dilemma, then he blames everything else. It blames everybody else. We make prisons for those who kill, and man is prison for his killings on this planet. I was on the table with some knowledge very recently, and I said it's like a bunch of fools. As long as we all look fool and we don't say who's the fool, none of us is shown to be a fool. We have become a bunch of criminals in the behavior of life that we do not want to tell the others. Look at the structure of your life. From the minute you're born, the breast of the mother is filled with the milk. She gives it to you freely. It's essence of my energy, and that's for you. Man should carry on with the same as he came from the breast of the mother. And not to evolve in the next step of killing to do, even though the mother gives the killing part as a first grain of rice, as a first piece of meat, and brings us to that, because she never understood that she is the essence, she is the source, she is the fountain of the conformation of existence. I give you what is mine free. Does not mean you can take the rest of the world the same, the rest of the creation. Today you kill a cow, tomorrow you kill a chicken, next time you kill what you call aliens, just because to see how it tastes. Where the first sign, the first breath you took was free from the universal energy. The first milk from the mother gave to you was free as a universal energy that you don't kill for. But then you switch. We become experts. We like it to be fried and barbecued and got everything else to it. Then forget about our murder behavior. Because we do not understand. We connect to the soul of the creation. And the soul of creation feeds our soul, and our soul feeds our physicality. You heard about the kiss of the mother. Universe works on the kiss of the mother. When a mother kisses a child, 1 year, 1 day, 1 minute after the birth, and every day she holds it and kisses it, do you know what that kiss is for? The magnetic field of the need of the child transfers through the lips of the mother to the touch of the mother to the soul of the mother. That it says of what this child is short of. The soul of the mother, through what you call chemistry, provides that in the next meal. This is how the universe works, with the kiss of a mother. That smell, that touch, that first touch, be it the nurse become the mother, surrogate become your mother, or a dog brings you out and feeds you through his breast. The transfer of the information from the soul, from need of the physicality, changes in the soul of the mother to dimension of physicality in the milk, freely given to you. Why do you kill for? You've been kissed by the Creator, and you betrayed the Creator. And now you have to understand, if that touch, that kiss of the mother rearranges the whole birth cycle, that the child grows up strong. Imagine how man should be when he kissed by the Creator, by the touch, by the soul, by energy fields of creation. This is why I tell you, hydrogen is a link to the Creator, and carbon is the dimension of his physicality. In a very near future, we show you a system that it makes your magnet system, your power stations obsolete. I'll create light which lights the whole of this planet 24 hours a day with 1 ray of hydrogen, a specific characteristic of hydrogen. And this machine today is getting manufactured, is getting developed in the laboratories of the Keshe Foundation. It's not magic, it's understanding the process. That through this light, by you touching it, you get kissed by the fields, by energies of the universe, and man shall stop killing. But man has a fear, if I don't eat, I die. I need to kill, I need to absorb energy. But through the fields of the energies of the cosmic rays, energies of the what we call universal fields, we transfer this energy to the matter state. The way the mother through the kiss feels the need from the aura, from the energy of the child, what is, has to be in the milk in the next cycle, we feed the soul of the man the same. But man needs to understand his physiology. In the teachings in the past, where we worked, and many of you have been with us, I explained something which is fundamental. And now you might have come to understand where all your doctors, all what I call bunch of fool me, I know everything, have brought this package of what we call life. As usual, your doctors, bit by bit, guess by guess, brought everything up, and they changed everything into suit them. What does it mean? What this means is very simple. You have a soul. As usual, our little friend wants to play game with us with our pens. The pen of the truth. Should have bothered many people. You have a soul. You have a heart. And you have the dimension of physicality. You see your life, connection of your dimension of physicality in what we call the structure of the man in circulation of the blood. I'm trying to find the colors. This thing is driving me crazy. They keep on changing it, but they do not bring it in the right way. In the dimension of your life, you have a structured. If I find the colors, it's very interesting. They changes for daily. Where does the color come in this new structure?
I think you have to click further down on the line, little squiggly line icon, and then go down all the way to color.
Very cool.
Obscure, huh?
Code, block, action, comment, frame, text, line, pen, shape.
No, go to, do you have the icons on the left side? You have the little pointer. Go down to the, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th icon down, the squiggly line, and click on that.
Oh, which squiggly line you're talking
right above the T.
Yeah, and then
go down. It's got line, arrow, 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 and lines, and then the big round circle at the bottom. The round circle's your color.
Thank you very much. I've got it. You're there. Thank you, genius.
It was a
I have
long, convoluted path.
Oh my God. Okay. Thank you very much. Now, I have to remember this one. Next time I forget to let me know. Your doctors, your scientists have told you that your blood. Oh, I have this. Oh, Jesus. Now you lost me. I can't get my pen back.
Also, Mr. Kesh, if you could select a thicker line size, that would be great. It's a little hard to see.
You're lucky if I find my pen back. Forget about the line size.
Right.
Okay, I've got it back. I got it back. No problem. Let's see. This is stupid. Okay, I've got something red. Okay, no, it doesn't. Okay, no problem. Let's see how it plays. We come back to it.
Great, thank you.
I cannot find the line size because I have a thick and I have those funny bitty thing. Okay, I think I have to go back to school with this again. Let's try this. Let's see where we go. As I said, you learn and you've been told that your blood flow feeds your physicality, feeds your body. Cut the blood out, you're dead. It's strange enough, two things man of science should have understood. And that was If this is the case, why there is no blood in the brain of the man at all? When you cut a brain, there is no bleeding. And so, what feeds this brain? And it's not the blood. It cannot be blood, because there's no blood in there. But the beauty of man not understanding this has led him to the honest, foolish things he does. If you look at this plane, what I've drawn, I put in all your blood vessels. What about the white bit? What's the purpose of the white bits? Why, when you cut yourself, you see the blood coming out, you see that white stuff coming out, clear stuff. That clear stuff is more important than the blood. And it's so precious that very little of it comes out. And it's so clever that he knows that's all I can do, leave it. Let the physical side bleed, not me. This white side, this clear side, has done a very clever job again. In the heart of the man, which again your doctors will tell you, the worst door in the world, again you have 4 chambers. Two chambers are for the physical side, the blood. 2 chambers are for your limbs, feeding the soul, the white bit. And this is where man has got himself twisted and turned and fooled. It's not the physical blood which goes through this system called the heart, which keeps the man alive. Is the pressure which this flow creates in different chamber, which, as I said, not only the soul is the actual animal and the physicality is the leech, the same thing happens in the heart of the man. And this is what the world of science has never understood, will not understand, and is running into problem with. Because you're running a bicycle on 1 wheel. So you have to come up with a 1-wheeler which has an extra wheel in the back, which is the main wheel connected to the chain, and you play the game with the front, dangling and dingling, just trying to stay alive. Man has become very clever. He has created a fantastic terminology of blood pressure. You take a blood. My blood is 12, something in between 8. When this is too low, when this is too high. But I never understood that actually the clever part, the low part, is the connection of these chambers to do with the lymph and not to do with the blood. And when he calls it, when the heart is empty, which means when it's only energy, which means the work of the lymph side, the white side of the body of the man. The bigger part is your physical blood pressure of the red liquid. The lower part is the pressure for, or the measure for your lymph, not what they tell you. When your blood pressure is the lower is high. Do you know what is very simple? You can test this and find a proof of it. A few days ago, a few weeks ago, I showed you how to put your legs up and put your legs down. And I showed you a brief insight how to control lymph. Take your blood pressure. You go to your blood pressure and you standing up and very proudly, I woke up and took a pressure and measure both. Do the soul exercise, do the energy exercise, and take again blood pressure. This guy will stay 12, this guy will go to 6. You've done nothing else. So it shows it has nothing to do with it. And the world of science, doctors have hit the wall, don't understand. And Mr. Rockefeller has brought it that we have to be only what is pharmaceutical because he wants to sell oil. And man has forgotten about the real physiology. When a Chinese doctor holds your hand, looks at your tongue and looks at the eye, he works 80% without knowing on this part and measures this. That's why he's successful, because yin and yang, Taoism, has shown him to consider both equally, even though he doesn't understand. Chinese doctors have no blood pressure pumps and everything else, and they were good at it. So when you talk about working up your physical life, you always think, how can I live in the universe to get the kiss of the mother? Which means how to receive the energies of the universe that I do not need to kill and is abundant. I told you once I create a fish in one drop. I'll create you the light from empty spaces of the universe. Then even you understand why the universe is transparent and how we can, with the smallest system you call it, lighten up the whole of the universe. You know, you have these torches that the street is dark and you suddenly open a floodlight and you see everything. That knowledge is in the hand of the man. That man can see the universe not in the darkness of the night, but in the daylight of the knowledge and understanding of it. We are not very far from it. This is a next step where I bring the torch of the universe, cosmic torches, that we open. You don't need telescopes to look in deep. We enlighten the whole of the universe for man to see, to the dimension of the soul of the man. This is not a theory. The system is progressively getting developed and is on the verge of release by Keshe Foundation. But the knowledge needs to be understood. The knowledge needs to be grasped by the soul. And then when you look at this structure, which is on the screen, then you understand you don't need to watch the 12, you need to watch the 6. What are you taking from the universe? This sky in the light of the lymph is where 80% of the energy of your daily life is absorbed from the universe. And as I said, you're fooled by the heart. You're actually controlled by the lymph. This is why the lymph of the body of the man is transparent, because it's energy. If man learns to control the lymph, if man learns to understand the function of the lymph liquid in his body, man does not need to kill. But there is another problem. Your clever creation has created another condition into this realm of reality of life, which what you lot call the lung. Am I good enough to get this? Oh, I'm still red. Rick, help. This thing is not going anywhere with me with this, huh?
You go to your squiggly line.
Okay, I got it black. This squiggly line is coming up. Oh, I've learned it. Don't worry.
Right above the color wheel circle, there's the 3 lines. You can grab a thicker line there as well, if you like.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Is this good enough? Yes, we go there. Your body has created the lung. You like my size? It's perfect now.
Way better, thank you.
Okay. You see, your mouth takes the energy of blood of another animal and it changes it to blood. Your nose takes the energy of the universe and it feeds your lung. The nose passes the back of the soul. The mouth fits the physicality to the heart. Now you understand, and you have not grasped. Your feeding line of the soul comes from your nose, from your breathing. Feeding of your physicality comes from killing. Cleverly, all has been put in one thing is called the head. And now you have a bigger problem. As we see in the soul being in the center of the body of the man, somewhere in there, getting piggybacked by protection of the blood as a cage. So does your blood do the same with your lip. So when you look at the structure of the heart of the man, one pump is for blood coming in. One pump is for blood going out. But the big chambers actually do the main job. That means simply, in a simple language, the air pressure decides the flow of the lymph. This is why in the bottom half of your heart you see no holes. The coming of the lymph circulation comes through your bone marrows, and going up the pressure is the flow of the limbs pressurized to move. Your heartbeat pressure, it actually pushes through the lymph circulation. And the only way lymph has to go, except going through your digestion system to feed the organs, it needs a backup to connect the two sides together which happens in the oil wells of your bone marrow. The way that the protein is absorbed from the space, from the what they told you, the life or blood, the physicality of the dinosaurs, and then became the oil, you accept that foolishness. Now you understand that you need that compression pot you call the earth to convert the energies back to another form of energy that you can have. You convert protein into oil, and then you burn the oil and you have your energy. The body of the man does the same, gets the energy of the universe as a lymph conversion, puts it through the bone marrow, and you suck it up and becomes your blood cells. Your bone marrow is a conversion of universal energies into matter state. This is why you need the blood to replenish continuously millions of cells every day, that you allow the conversion of physicality. But again, being very clever, the life has found a way. I hide it in a way I don't need to do much with it. 80% of the conversion you have learned, you go to big toilet and you get rid of it. It's actually half of what you transfer into matter state is what your lymph as cosmic ray has converted. The way our body of the planet changes, feels the energies of the what we call solar system into matter state, it rains on us as gold, silver, and everything else. Our body, through its lymph, through its bone marrow, converts universal energies to matter state of physicality of the body of the man. Because this vacuum condition of the earth needs matter state to show dust, the gold, water, and the rest. The vacuum condition of the body of the man needs cells, converts the energies higher than the solar system can convert into matter state physicality of the body of the man. So if you think of you having a cancer and you have to take so many medicine, if you can change the conversion of the energy of the universal energy in your body, you can eradicate. Your emotion, which is connected to the field of the universe, gives you the cancer. So if you understood that, the same emotion can be used to eradicate the cancer. You need the understanding of the conformation, transformation of the energy from the physical part, which you call it the blood, and the energy of the universe, which you call the lymph. The ancient people have understood this. But Mr. Rockefeller has shoved it down the throat of the man as tablets, but he wanted to sell oil. Now you understand where we are taking you with ONNs, where we're taking you with the obesos, where we're taking you back into the position of feeding the soul of the man, to change the lymph of the man, that it changes the physicality of the man. But the man has to understand the operation. Man needs to understand the work of his physicality. And this is the reason why you're in this dilemma that my son hurts me, I put prostate cancer, and I get rid of myself. My son hurts me, I give from the energy of my life that I change my son with the emotional field of the universe, that I don't need to kill myself. Man not only has learned how to destroy other lives, he has learned how with emotion to destroy himself. When you understand these things, when you understand the real physiology of the man, then you understand I feed the mouth with the matter state of this planet if I want, but I control the whole of the physicality with the energy of the universe. This is why when we meet what you call aliens, they don't have a mouth. How do they feed themselves? They use the process of universal fields. You don't need a mouth to absorb energy. You need the lymph inside. You need digestion system different than one man has created for himself. If what you will see coming up in the space laboratories, a space city, in the next few months and on, you will understand that this process is a stock where the body of the man and what we do to the universal energies become magic. This is why the one ends are spread so rapidly. Because once the universal antennas are completed through the process of the development which is going through, do we need killing? Do we need communication by words? Do we need communication and connection with the matters of the chip, microchip, and the rest? Then they say Mr. Keshe is teaching how to teach the soul, to teach the physicality, because your heart is safeguarding the blood flow, your brain safeguarding the energy source you call the soul. But that brain part is more powerful because by emotion controls your physicality. You touch a woman, you get excited, you see a food, you get hungry, you see a scenery, it excites you. Where does it come from? Emotion. And that soul decides how the physicality will react. Now you understand why we brought in and showed you for the first time a few days ago, a few weeks ago, put your legs up and breathe. You control the blood through your mouth and through what you kill. We control the man through a breath, connection to the universal energies. He does not kill to get it. It's pure. When a man breathes, he breathes the fields of the universe in the mixture of the air of this planet. When a man kills, it kills only and it eats only the physicality of the matter and creates the condition of the crime. If you say you don't kill, if you say you're a vegetarian, if you say I don't like killing, please eat the dust. That's your source, because it's put there freely for you to use. Don't kill a grain, don't kill a man, don't kill an animal, a chicken, and God knows what. How come you go to a chemist and say, can I have a tablet of calcium? Now you understand. The kiss of mother is a kiss of creator, is a kiss of planet. When you do not destroy what is available, given to you freely. When you don't kill, thou shalt not kill. Oh, I don't like killing animals. I've become a vegetarian. I kill them in thousands every time. I put a piece of lamb on the table. I said, at least I share the guilt with the others who ate the other part of it. You put a spoon of 100 grains in your mouth as a vegetarian and you destroy 100 souls. Bigger criminals. Hidden on the knowledge of fooling myself, bigger way. What I don't see, I deny. The teachings from now on, for a while, as usual, as we taught you about the soul, now you understood your soul, now you understood, now you understand more. In the next few weeks, we'll go on how for you to understand the work of the limb. The control of the limb, which means gives you the control over the connection to your creator. This is the only light which man will ever be able to transmute, because you don't kill for it. You tap to what is given to you freely. Do you kill your mother when you're suckling on the breast of the mother? Do you bite her flesh and absorb it? Or you take what is given to you free as a milk? Energy is gifted free. Man needs, man has no other option but to learn how to work through his limb, through operation of the central energy of the soul of the man. If man wants to become the part of the universal council. This is your jail-free card on the monopoly game of the universe. And you have no other choice. Otherwise you stay in the jail of this planet. Get in your jumpsuits, call it going to the moon, colonizing. Man's soul colonizes the whole universe. Every time you leave that physical body, call it asleep. Now you understand. Now you come to comprehend the totality of the purposes of the Keshe Foundation teaching. You've been punished by yourself. You have got in and hand yourself to jail because of your own crimes of killing. You know, in some European countries, you're sentenced to prison. But if you go to prison, can damage and you become a burden on the society. So they say which days of the week you need to work. You go to work nighttime or the weekend. You come to prison, you hand yourself over and you stay in the box. Monday morning, you're free to go to work. In many European countries, this has become a norm that just because you did a traffic light or you jumped something or you damaged something, you don't become a burden on the rest of us. This is how the man should be and become till he transmutes, till he understands which behavior puts him in jail and which behavior gives him jail-free card for what time. So you start in the next few weeks learning about your breathing, connection of you without killing to the universe, to transmutation, using your physical body to become that black hole that allows that energy to be transformed, to become balanced between the heart of the man and the soul of the man. In a way, you have to learn the balance, that you control both the lymph and the blood. The blood is an automatic flow, but you, as a man, can control the breathing. It's you who stops. It's you who controls the rate of it. It's you who controls what you breathe. It's you who controls, I stay in a Faraday box of no pollution, just cosmic rays, and I can transmit. This is what you do when you go to sleep. You block with the Faraday box of your skin any intrusions from the physical side. Don't eat, don't do anything. Now I work on automatic levels, automatic energies of the universe. Faraday box of my soul only works at certain, what you call, frequencies that the physicality cannot get out of. I have a window, jail-free card, and I know how to use it. And it's like a prisoner in a cell has made a little hole in the back of the bed. When it goes nighttime, he moves the bed, goes through the hole, and is outside in the pub down the road having a drink, and he comes back in before everybody else wakes up, put a box on, you call it you're awake, back in the jail. We all do the same. Let's do the physical part and say, I'm still a prisoner. So in the coming months and weeks, you learn more about yourself, how to prepare your physicality ready for transmutation, how to bring the physical part in line with what you call the energy part. The key to the control, which is the emotion, through the dimension of the breathing. What you take from the universe free gives you the freedom of the universe. What you kill for keeps you here in the dimension of physicality and the other prisons which you made for yourself. Today's teaching, I usually teach everything and I come at the end of conclusion. Today's teaching sets a path for man to understand what is to come. Some of it you will do and you laugh. Some of it will be put new sessions. Same you do with the headphones as you've done now. You know why I brought you with the headphones, because I touch your soul. I don't need to feel your physicality. Then you learn in the coming months, we put sessions, heavy sessions, that we control your heartbeat. We control your absorption of the lymph energy. We will control the dimension of the feet to the energy center of the body of the man, and then you decide what to do with it. You create the emotion. You create the dimension. I teach you a way that you can wish, and that wish, if it is correct, because by breathing you can correct a wish to become an emotion, you can do anything you like. It's a universal technology which man has made no chips, no energy, and nothing else for it. You're worried about your cars with electric power to go from one place to another. You're worried that it'll be a car with no energy, it'll be a house with no need for the water. Tell your government, tax me for my breathing. I don't touch earth. I don't touch the dimension of physicality. I don't need any of your waters, any of your lights. I don't need any of your telephone connections and communication and satellites, because I have learned how to tap in the universal energies that feed my physicality with the water you need. If you remember, some of you were flooded with the mouth without waters in some of the tests. Now you know how we done it to you. Some of you go and say, I don't need any help to travel because I can go anywhere I like, because now I know how to transfer my energy. And then you understand why we put that one in for you. There is no need for taxes. You're already been rich. You can do whatever you like. In a way, through ONN, we give you the milk flow from the breast of the universe. The way the mother gave it to you the minute you went wah, the first time, she stuck it in. Learn to take free. Don't cry. Then you have to learn how your breathing, how your emotion, how your dimension of physicality all controls. My physicality feels hungry. I created up a need of the energy for what things my body needs for hunger. Teach my child to breathe. The rhythm I say, calm the soul, bring the emotion under control, and then with the next step of breathing, take what you need. When the child comes to the mother, says, Mom, I'm hungry, you say, there is no food. You go to sleep, tomorrow might be breakfast. This time you teach her, my son, my gorgeous daughter, the daughter of Mitra, sit, learn how to take energy from the universe. And within minutes, she gets up, gives you the cuddle, the love, the way you fed her from the energy of the universe, then killing up another animal to his body and flesh. We are messengers, but we are the creators of the messenger. We are universal teachers, but we made the school of knowledge of the universe ourselves. Now you understand. Man is ready to go to become part of the universal community, but man has to understand about his own physiology. I made man in the image of myself because I am the fields of the creation, and I made man from those fields through the air he breathes and the emotion he feels with it, and not the dimension of physicality. We take a break and we teach you more about your physical life. The teaching from now on will be about you, the connection of past 12 years of teaching. Every reactor is inside you. Every teaching of the soul dimension of the connection is about you, has been about you and nothing else. And every part of the development has been for man to understand how he has cheated himself. And those who managed to cheat him all became Rockefellers, Rothschilds, the kings and the popes and the rest. We teach you how to breathe. We teach you how to make motions that it feeds you, that you do not need die of hunger. Teach you how to transmute, transfer your energies and manifest in the dimension you need according to the emotion of the soul. Teach you how to travel the span of the universe in no time than burning fuel and tick-tocking for hours to go one place to another in a fast train. The latest car we make, the fastest car doing 300, 400 kilometers an hour. But sorry, the speed limit is only 70 miles. Dream on. Now, with the soul, you do millions of kilometers and you say, fast trains, goodbye, take your time. I don't give my physicality for you to take. I take it with the dimension of energies of the understanding of my own creation across the universe, the time it takes you to press a button to close the door. I'm already out. 12 years of teaching has been partially to bring you here. When you mature enough in the knowledge, I'll bring you to see the light of the Creator. But you have to understand. And as you have to say, I cannot do it. Well, how come I don't see it? Go back and see what you've done wrong, which turn when brought you to the wrong position, that you don't see the light. The light is around the corner. It's you who denied the access of the vision of creation and not the vision of the eye of the man. We go for a break. We come back. And now you understand where the knowledge comes together and the way it comes together. And this is a trip for the life of the man. I'll take you to October of this year. And October of this year is a manifestation of the promised one. Promised knowledge, not the person. The world peace, unification of the man, universal community, understanding of the completion of the cycle of the creation. Hopefully, if everything fits, by the session of the 666, humanity will enter a new dimension. And this is the time which has been promised in all your holy books. We are here to deliver. You've got 21 more teaching to mature. And by the 666, you all will be matured if you understood the whole of the teaching to the soul of the man and non-dimensional physicality. We go for a break and we come back.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kesh. Thank you. Well, as mentioned, we will have a break and we're going to play the China agricultural video for our break today. And after the break, we'll have an opportunity to ask questions of Mr. Kesh. I'll remind our attendees here that you can raise your virtual hand, and then we can acknowledge you to open your microphone. And those in YouTube can put questions into the chat there, and others can write in the Zoom here. You can write into the webinar chat is best, or sorry, in the Q&A is best, or else in the webinar chat is okay as well. All right. Okay, we'll play the China agricultural video. Just bear with me a minute here. I'm having a bit of technical difficulty, which I will resolve shortly. Okay, we're back again at the 645th Knowledge Seekers Workshop here on Thursday, June 4th, 2026. And we are in the second part. Therefore, as promised, there will be an opportunity for questions. But before we begin that, Mr. Kesh always has some announcements and other surprises to unveil. So please go ahead, Mr. Kesh.
Thank you very much. There's one note. The Chinese friends who've been trying to get access, go through the Old Cash Foundation if you're placing orders for products from China. At the moment, we cannot export these goods as until the licenses are achieved, then you can have it worldwide. And structures which we can ship goods out of China, agricultural products, fresh, the way they do with a lot of other things nowadays. But in the process, we have to trigger this process with the government, with the transport companies, that you can have fresh products directly from the farms of the Keshe Foundation in what we call the Wofan, what we call baseline of the agriculture of central China. This place where you see the agriculture is what we call the breadbaskets of Central East China. You see nothing but greenhouses when you travel on a train, kilometers and kilometers, tens of kilometers is just covered with greenhouses. This is how China feeds itself, and is not like us in the West dependent on seasons. They have developed what we call these greenhouses you see in our work, and don't like this. This is the European greenhouses. The Chinese greenhouses are very simple, but can be used 12 months a year. Actually, it's warmer during the winter sometimes than what we call they need to leave some panels open. It's not what we are used to in the West. The greenhouses of the Chinese agriculture runs for hundreds of thousands of kilometers. Soon, hopefully in 2027 season, we move into a massive structure, hundreds of thousands of square meter. Negotiations have started. It is not to make profit, is to show it can be done in large scale. When you show what you see the picture here, they look at the prototyping. Does it work? We've done the trial over past years. Now we brought in the greenhouse, showing how it works. And now the next step for us, we asked the team in China to look into 300,000 and 1 million square meter under control of the Keshe Foundation growth. We go to show industrialization scale, and this is on the way. Hopefully, there's some videos ready, but it is not fully perfect. We will not show it. You will see over 20,000 square meter of a limited 4 or 5 products, or what we call structures, which is getting ready for Chinese herbal medicine. And the Chinese herbal medicine is a corner of the work of the Keshe Foundation in China. And so you will see larger scale, 20, 30,000, 100,000 square meter. And then hopefully you will see what we call our participation in larger scale, tens of thousands of square meter in open farming. You will see the innovations and what is Keshe Foundation is putting in the market. We don't need to be there. Systems have been developed, it's getting perfected, that it can be done on the land. We just monitor. We are here to show the technology works and then market the technology for itself, not selling the lettuces and tomatoes. How we can cultivate without the bees, how we can change the essence of the roots. And you will see this. And this is now exported by one of our people who was there into another country, and it's shown a massive increase in products. We have the next step for us is to bring this into the Chinese universities and then from Chinese it was exported through the Iranian agriculture, and partially maybe United States part of market cooperation in the next few weeks, and that we will see massive activity in agriculture between China and United States and Iran on the basis of the new technology. We just need a few more weeks that we show the changes, and everything in the background is working to go that way. So you understand, little scales is not a proof of it, but to show the working of it. We have a huge problem, especially with the knowledge seekers in China. They have tested, they have not succeeded because they never understood how it works. And then they got disappointed. Even in our own management, they always have a doubt because they work with a bunch of people who never understood. As we say, everybody's got a mustache. It's not your uncle. Just because they use against and never understood how to do it, now panicking has brought them disheartened. And this is what we're doing there. We building the structure even among the knowledge seekers who lost their dimensions with it. I always question it because the wrong leadership, the wrong use of gases has brought them those doubts. In this technology, what we see here is not to raise doubts, but to show a new way. Because you did it the wrong way doesn't mean it doesn't work. Very soon, by September of this year, you will see a massive jump in Keshe Foundation products internationally. Again, we market to market cooperation of the United States as part of the arm of the Keshe Foundation. Products which will revolutionize industries in a massive way. The Space Center is getting ready, and step by step, we are taking what we call knowledge in no hurry. We are not there to commercialize. We are there to inform and bring the way it can be done. Be it agriculture, being space technology, step by step. We have been told unofficially that the Keshe Foundation will become part of two of the world leading space and nuclear nations in the coming time. The agreements have been signed. Now it's bringing it into process that you will see Keshe Foundation space technology will fly alongside of some of the most leading nations on this planet. It just takes time. Next few months, next few years, we'll fly from the same places as you were never allowed to be in. And we become part of the space technology of the 12 most leading nations on that side. And we take you inside to see how new space flights are done. And you will see step by step. A lot of work is getting done, and a lot of things are sorted, but we need a lot of help. And we have a lot of arrogant knowledge seekers. They think they know they have to have everything, and in a way it doesn't work, because as knowledge seekers, you have one bad point with all of you, and this is that many of you have learned from the same hymn sheet. Just because you come and you develop it with us, it doesn't make you the owner of it. I was with some friends in the past few days. We said the same. We set the company in your country, but the nation has to benefit by it. The knowledge seekers of the nation has to be part of it. It doesn't belong to no one, it belongs to all of you. If you operate in the United States, operate in Germany, operate in Australia, the part of the funds of the Keshe Foundation is done with cooperation with you as knowledge seekers, and we allocate it to the knowledge seekers company, which means those who develop with us get the benefit of it. They don't own the technology. We don't give you the knowledge. We helped you, we taught you, and then now come back because I did this twist, I want that much of it. Whatever the other was knowledge seekers who helped you to do. So the shareholding of the companies in your countries and what they call intellectual rights, your intellect is ours collectively as a human race. But you can have some benefit of what you've done, what you came up with, as long as it's used, and not just because I bought, I owned. This is part of those of you who become in collaboration with the Keshe Foundation in our, what we call the spin-offs. This is the ethos that we bring forward. Collectively, the knowledge seekers become part of the collective ownership of the Keshe Foundation. The knowledge is ours, which could have given it license to patent fight you in the court. You sit with us, we give you the room to advance it, but you don't own it. It's owned by all of us, with the benefit of what we call the spin-ups, that those who participate in it have a better position in benefiting by it. Then you understand, gradually we are learning as much as you do, but we're setting up a new structure of life. Don't forget, you produce energy of an apple, 1 penny soon will give you that energy of the apple. And we're learning more. And we have to be correct, because we're setting the structure for the future, that in managing the spin-offs, we don't create the thieves of the future stealing technology from one country to another, one company to another. It stays within the soul, it stays within the structure, and it has to be correct. Our conduct creates the thieves of the future, or the people who are part of the participation of the future. If you help with the product with other knowledge seekers, and one knowledge seekers come forward with it, that benefit of that product belongs to all of you. This is why you sat in KFSSI teachings, why you sat into classes together to develop it together. So it's not one person, it's the whole of you have to be part of that benefit or development. And this is how you have to do the same with your community, with your society and the people.
Już tak czytasz, musi to gadać?
It's sharing, but enjoying that I was part of it. Not sharing, I control it because I own it. The knowledge of the creation was given to you freely. Own it, use it, because it's all the time you put your eyes shut, it's not yours. The name is gone. This is what we'd like to do. And as part of the message, we have a critical position in Keshe Foundation, massive critical position, and it's open for immediate taking. We need people who understand sales, international sales, sales in China, who know how to market. We have a marketing team with us. We need the sales team. If you are good in selling and you have a track record of it, join us. We move you to China. We give you every facility to bring the latest technologies and latest connections into the markets, worldwide markets. We have noticed, we have identified a very big point in our structure, and this is our sales team. Selling, understanding the knowledge, selling the technology to government, selling it to industry, selling it to the market people, selling it on the internet. You're an influencer and you're a knowledge seeker, get in touch with us. We need you. You are an influencer in China. We would like to have your collaboration to bring this technology across. You're an influencer in any other nation. Get in touch with us through the same info@keshe.foundation. info@keshe.foundation. Get in touch with us. And we need the support to market. Everything is set up. We have found the weakness in our structure, and we need to ratify, correct it very fast. As a number of new products in the next few weeks and months coming to the market, we need people who can take leadership and help us to set it up, as even the marketing companies have found the weakness that there is no one in the world, in China, who can cover all aspects of the technology, and they're afraid to get into it. So if you're in that position and you can market a new product as a cosmic better than the bio as a technology which can change without affecting anything else, get in touch with us. We need your support. If you enjoyed being with us, support us to come back up into what we want to do. If you're university people in research and development, again, info@keshe.foundation. what research you can do with us. We are open to discussion to open and set up a spin-off with the universities and how this can be done. We have started looking at local conditions and researches that we can do a specific research for a specific area to develop. Again, all will be done from the space city in China. If you see yourself you can be in that position, we provide all the facilities, but it has to be, it's not just coming there, I know how to make ganses. We need people with a track record, like the ones we have now in Keshe Foundation in every aspect. Track record, showing, validating the capability to do, we are ready to move. Don't need certificate education level. If you can, you have opened the market window. In the coming months, in the Keshe Foundation, what we call industrialization, we will offer a number of technological industrial units in different aspects of the application. We are waiting for first phase of the setting up the foundation of the Keshe Foundation to complete by end of July, maximum August, which means we have set the correct foundation. And then everything else will scale up rapidly. We expect to employ in 26, 27, 3,000 scientists and workers in this location. We have achieved a fraction of it, and we are building it up. But from August on, the whole of work of the Keshe Foundation goes into the second phase. Testing the spin-off till January, giving you research center facilities to show us it can be done, handing it over to the marketing to market it. It'll be marketed through Keshe Foundation, a structure which is set in China, Market Corporation of the United States, and Keshe Foundation manufacturing sales in Austria. It's taken us years to build these bases up, and we will function through these channels for the first year. All products will be released on all three platforms simultaneously. What can be done? All research development will move to China. We have heavily invested. You will see the release of the space city by January when the government hand over the buildings to us, that we can start bringing you in to work. And then the process will carry on. What you will see as together, the two sections of the research section will increase to 20,000 square meters by December of this year. This needs scientists, this needs knowledge seekers who can support the different side of it. At the moment, as I said, 1 or 2 or 3 rooms have taken up by the knowledge seekers that are developing, they're sitting there in research centers. The rest of the rooms are empty. Only those who can bring us the dimension, or we bring in to add to, will be brought in room by room. We are now hurried to show who we are, what we do. Properties are paid for. Our people are sitting in there, empty spaces, but solid bases. And then you will see more. In next few weeks, when you see the Chinese herbal section, then you will see a pool where we start a fishery to show that the water given to the plants is the water given to the fish. The way we saw in agriculture, we reduced the growth time from 69 to 39. We literally halved it. This will allow the natural production of the fish industry, halving the time, which means increase in production, but without any chemicals, any fertilizer, any what we call fake feeding. The fish will feed itself to the energy of the universe the way we set it up, and we feed it the way we do with the plant. There is no difference feeding a fish and a plant. And we show this fish, it's about 200,000 liter swimming pool. Inside the Chinese herbal section, you will see it in the next video, which will be released hopefully next week, that the fish eats what the plant eats, but it grows to the dimension of its beauty. And the fish is a source of call new dimensions of the feet. How do you feel and what does it change in your wellness? This is what the whole purpose is. At the moment, our knowledge seekers working in the factory, what they call in these greenhouses, are busy with producing the next phase in next few days, weeks. Can we monitor what effect will have on consumer? How do they feel? Will employ people in the what we call supermarkets. When you buy, can you fill in the form what you feel after? What has changed in you after? We start building the structure. We still need a lot of AI people, specialists who can support us technologically and to develop the what we call full mechanization of this system through computer system. As you can see, the structure is set. It depends who would like to play the game. If you have a game to play, if you have a knowledge, you have used our technology in conjunction with your knowledge and what you see, join us. We provide you the facilities and we provide you the spin-offs. If there's any questions, let me know. One thing is that we expect by end of July to launch at least 10 spin-offs and sales corporations around the world with the knowledge seekers who have already proven technology and work with us. So in the past 2 or 3 weeks, we are on the target by most probably September to have the first 10 spin-offs of the Keshe Foundation and what we call position allocation to countries to be completed. That you can literally work not only with WFUN, but you actually work with the subsidiaries of WFUN across this vast nation of the earth. If you have anything as product and some of your knowledge seekers know, you work with me directly, I monitor, and then when it becomes to the point we are ready to create a spin-off, we test it, you test it, and then we take the legal side of taking everything through what we call the licensing, certification, and the rest, while you are carrying on with your test. There's a number of pilot testing is going on around the world with Keshe Foundation and our technology, directly to be connected to the Keshe Foundation Chinese manufacturing side, and as a spin-off into the other part. Keshe Foundation Corporation to Market Corporation of the United States will release new technologies and products by September of this year to bring the cooperation between scientific side within the structure of the Keshe Foundation, with a market corporation, Keshe Foundation Manufacturing Austria, and Chinese companies, all in line as one nation, one planet, one race, one industry. I hope you join us, and soon we'll see what brings the future. Any questions?
Mr. Keshe, we have a question in the Q&A here from Gianni, who says, good day to everyone. Several farmers from Romania would like to inquire about the steps required in order to establish a collaboration with the Keshe Foundation. And we know that Gianni's been working with these farmers, and in many ways with their water supplies, with their pests and weeds, and working with the GANS materials. Bees as well.
I understand. I was in Romania for a couple of weeks this year. I'm returning back to Romania for other work we're doing in July, possibly August. I'll be spending a week, 2 weeks in what we call Romania for these purposes. Some of our backbone work, scientific work, will be carried on in Romania. We are looking at what we call the Ukrainian farming lands and other positions. So Keshe Foundation in the coming months will acquire over 1 million square meters of land in Romania, Ukrainian border. This is a plan for 2026. I spent a few weeks in the very recent past weeks in that area looking at, we are investing huge amounts. It's just a matter of sorting out. If you organize a meeting, I will tell you the time I'll be in Romania for other jobs, possibly second week of maximum August. We will sit, we'll talk, and then we arrange a licensing and certification cooperation. I just came back from another trip, 1 or 2 o'clock this morning, for the same purpose, but in a different range. We know, especially in Northern Europe, Ukrainian border is very fertile land. We have the same opportunities as what we have in China, and we are looking at it very closely. I spent 2-3 weeks in Romania in the past month, 2 months, especially for this order. We're setting the structure up, and our collaboration with agriculture in Romania has started, and I'm returning back first week, second week of August for this purpose. We have asked our people to look for about 1 million square meter of land towards Moldova. I spent time in that area. Land is extremely fertile, and we understand that we can collaborate with the Romanian agriculture very closely. We are investing in Romania in that direction, and when I spend time in the area, it means we are serious in what we do. And we are more than willing to collaborate with the Romanian. You got a beautiful black soil, especially in the section with the Moldova-Ukrainian border. I was at the Ukrainian border very recently, past few weeks, for this purpose. And we are setting up this structure. We are looking for 1 million square meter of land in the larger scale industry. You have some problem, the old people give the land to the family. And then the families have been into these corporations, which they get a basket of grain, what we call it, corn, for the whole hectares of the land. We want to change this. And our purpose is the purchase of the land. The company for the cash foundation winner is already set. It's not something we already arranged it last year. And this development will go because the reason we work in China is because everything is correctly priced. It's not over crazy things. And Romania gives the same opportunity for us in agriculture and advancement agriculture as Chinese in Europe. We are looking at the huge landscapes in Texas, in agricultural land, where the waterbed is going down and the farmers are moving out. We're running a test, hopefully, in by the September, October of this year, on a massive area in China, that we create rain in deserts as part of what we did before with military. Then we repeat this in Texas to create the breadbaskets. If the water bed has gone down, we create rain above. Then these are all at the moment on the move. It's not something we want to do. Our team in China, working with the team we know, and we already negotiated. We're in the advanced stages, hopefully, to start this changing of the desert into land by creating rain and not anything else you've seen it, agriculture, plants. And once you create the rain, you create a plantation. And this is where we're going. We're going a step to that direction. And we've done that. And we know how to do it. And now Market Corporation of the United States will offer to the farmers in Texas and the other places which are dying of the drought a channel out. But we have to complete this with our corporations and government side in China, in the desert, and then the technology will be changed across this planet. So Romanian, just if you can organize, I can give 1 or 2 days, 1 day to meet. The day is not fixed. We have a lot of things to happen in June, July, and August. And I spent a few days, it's already pre-planned, in Romania. We never usually announce advanced movement, but this is what will be. We are prepared to meet, negotiate, and you become part of the Keshe Foundation Corporation documents and ownership of the Keshe Foundation in China, the door is open and we can support you. Any other question? Get in touch through info.cash.foundation to organize this through our structure in China. And then we organize everything else and we meet with you. You bring the agricultural people. Most probably we meet in what we call, not in Bucharest. And we'll tell you where we would like. We would like to be in the farming land and just to meet in cities, because then problems can be seen, can be resolved, the needs can be understood, and then the whole difference will be very much so. We started this in another location in the world by somebody who came to us and learned, and now it becomes part of the corporation. If you're a farmer in the United States, in the largest scale knowledge, because we know a few of you are, we would like you to join as part of the Market Corporation, what we call collaboration with China operation, to bring the rainfall technology into that area. This is part of our work that we control. The only problem we have with this technology is that we cannot control the scale of the size. It goes out of control from 1 million square meter to 2-3 million, and it creates its own, what you call it, weather condition. It's just that we have to learn how to control it into the size we want. But the problem is, once the air takes over, the other conditions comes in. We've seen we created, God knows, hurricanes, we created rainfalls beyond. And I've been in 2 of these rainfalls created by us. It's not pleasant to be in that area. Not pleasant at all. Because the rainfall, suddenly other moistures, other conditions sucked into the area and creates massive problem. We had this before in a Chinese trial. A few years ago, we understood it. Now we saw it in 2 tests with Chinese military Central Command, the same problem. And we saw it in South China Sea, and we understand once we move such a thing, the whole atmosphere moves and we have no control over it. And this is part of the work we do. You will see in the technology, hopefully next week, and that's part of the Keshe Foundation explanation and video presentation. And you see with this one in the herbal land and in the controlled greenhouse agriculture we have, which is tens of thousands of square meters. We have created drones which can create and shift the condition of the air rainfall. We can do these things. It's very advanced technology. It can be done. And so if you are farmers in central United States, in what I call desert lands, water from underground, and you're facing drought, we are prepared to negotiate with you through Keshe Foundation Market Corporation with China to deliver the technology to deliver by end of this year. Market value for this is in excess of 3 trillion worldwide, which means a lot of you farmers, a lot of farming are involved in it and get benefit by it. You have to understand, if you work with China, especially Romania, it will be done through Keshe Foundation Manufacturing Austria. As part of the structure we set, we have to centralize everything to one place. But you collaborate on
the marketing and sales.
I think his name is Who We Know.
Yeah,
Am I correct?
He's been around for a while.
For a while. I hope he's well. I hope he's well.
So people like that are inspired by your vision for this change, how can they connect through the info at Keshe?
Everything has to go through Keshe, info at Keshe.foundation.
And do they write more or less a resume, or what should
we
they
have to look at it. Just don't write anything over 5 lines. We don't read.
Right. Okay.
Compress it. We some of the knowledge seekers through the chats get in touch with me. Now we're running 2 trials just by knowledge seekers or their family. They come up with a solution. They've seen something and it works, and they know. We respond within hours, within days. We're sending more products to test in a deeper way. Once we get involved, especially if it goes to the companies, you're in the hand of our management. But if you get involved with me in research, if I pick up something, you'll see it moves very fast. There's no time wasting. I spent past few days in one of the countries in Europe for literally position. The problem was identified by knowledge seekers. We have the research, we've done the work, and now within the next few days companies will set up, will start a whole caboodle from China exporting into this position. Materials is being removed for testing. As I speak today, most of it is in the post. This is how, if I get involved, things move fast. If we put you in the hand of the what we call the Keshe Foundation, China and things, they move fast, but it all goes back what decisions are made later on with it. And at the moment I have about 10, 15 projects which is running together very fast. We don't waste time. Results has to be known that we can scale it up. It's in agriculture, it's in medicine. So very short, if you've done a test, if you have my connections in one of the chats, don't write to me rubbish, I did this, and I don't have anything more than 5 lines, I don't read. Some people write me an apostle, hundreds and hundreds. To me is the next. It has to be condensed, read, understood within 5 or 6 lines, and then we take action. If it suits, if it's within our program, it might not be now, maybe it'll be in 2, 3 years, 5 years time. You got to understand, if you work with the governments, the Keshe Foundation structure has set up a beautiful structure. Your governments, your officials go on with the Keshe Foundation. We don't care about what's on the internet. We have set up a structure, we key access now. It's been done in past conflicts, and we're getting a lot of government structures are looking into it. They don't go to see what you see on the internet. They go and see facts, figures, especially with central governments and the things we start working with the financial organization of the government to see what it is. We show them in these hidden documents details that public don't see, but the governments have to see. Then we have for local governments, they can see, because they go, oh, Keshe Foundation, a fraud case done by a fraud nation of Belgium, and that's it. You want to read that, what I call BS, you carry on. But you get access to somewhere else. Your officials, your governments, your ministers will get access to confidential information of the Keshe Foundation that they can quantify. They read in one of these links, actually the reports which we cannot publish. Some reports cannot be in the hand of the public. Some information cannot be in the hand of public. But governments can see, and all they do is just pick a phone, ask their ambassadors, can you check with the Chinese government such a thing exists? Can you check with such a government such a thing exists? And they come back to it. We received collaboration from 2 governments in the past 7 days. It's just how we're going to do it. And one of the nations has accepted primarily the use of the Keshe coins for over tens of millions of their citizens. Now we have to structure it. The verbal agreement has been accepted. It's just putting it in position. Unfortunately, we have 24 hours, and part of it needs to rest the physicality. The rest depends on the expansion and bring the technology out to public. So I hold one corner of this carpet, and this carpet is a huge carpet and it has many corners. If you think you're strong enough to hold it, come and join us. If your ego, if your money, if your position is bigger than us, leave it alone. If you're like us, walk with us. But as I said, our work primarily runs through 3 continents. Keshe Foundation in China, Keshe Foundation in Austria. Our base, we will not move our base at the moment. And then the Market Corporation of the United States, which is a what we call financial flagship of the Keshe Foundation. And we need to keep Keshe Foundation of China Market Corporation in one boat, that the 2 superpowers work with us in the right way. And we have the beautiful country of Iran. We have full support in bringing the new technologies out on the ground and on working. The rest has to go the way it goes, and we see how it develops. We're as flexible as the wind in the air as is the energy of the Creator. We have to fit every shoe, but every shoe has to be comfortable. Any other question?
Okay, thank you. Now we can get to Brett. Brett, let me allow your microphone to open there. Go ahead, Brett.
Hi, mate. Mr. Keshe, how are you, my dear old friend? I have a question to ask. The Future of Agriculture, which was a book by Jim, which a lot of people, I think, would be interested in right now. Where can they buy it? Because it's a gem. It's got all the things for starting your own.
To Jim, he sells it. I think with something happened with the publication between Australia and Keshe Foundation. I have to dig into it. Jim used to do this. I think the Keshe Foundation took over. We had, you see, there's a lot of problem happened with this huge fraud, which we got defrauded, and a lot of structures suddenly disappeared, but it's everywhere, and a lot of bank accounts had to be moved, and a lot of things left behind. I was told by one of the corporations, I don't know if it's Microsoft, is Apple, that they've been holding money for us for past 3-4 years because suddenly our Keshe Foundation account moved and we were not aware of it. So it's that kind of movement. I have to find out what happened with the Keshe Foundation and the books with Australia, because Jim is supporting us heavily in every direction.
Oh, it's a beautiful book.
Bring it up. This is one I have to check. It's something I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Apart from that,
you got. Let me. In the next near future, all the products of all the Keshe Foundations worldwide will be on one website. So, like you go to Alibaba, you go in the Cosmo shopping, and be it we are talking to a bed manufacturer, we're talking to furniture manufacturers, that while you're sitting in your chair, you change it, you feel the change. You're talking to water production structure. There's a lot of aspects of the Keshe Foundation work, and all this will go through one Cosmo web page worldwide. Everybody can access and everybody can order, and even the teachings. But it takes time. Now we had a huge setback. We lost tens of millions in 21-22 with this fraud, and now we are back on the ground very slowly, as you see, but we don't talk. We just get when it's done. We could have bring you from the beginning when we started this agriculture and the other parts, but we waited till we see the fruit. You can see what it is. Next step is the other part, like space labs. We'll invite you one of the most advanced space centers in the world that is not open to public even outside. All this will come very, very quickly out. Time, 2 to 5 years. And then you can do everything. We need, talking about this something, we need the education group which was set up. And I remember there was a Greek lady who was making the teaching to contact us urgently. The school we're setting up for knowledge seekers children, we want to bring the knowledge of the Keshe Foundation, the practical workshops, the teachings into age 3 to 7 for the children. Not become part of the education curriculum of the students. And those, if you worked on the bigger part of the Keshe Foundation education, I know we have people all over the world. They collaborated, they set up this education committee group. Get back together or get in touch back with. Now we have a school getting set up which carries the teaching of the Keshe Foundation from 18 months to 18 years. We work on the Montessori basis. We are not structured by the Chinese government structure. We are outside the structure. And your children will go through a baccalaureate system, which means once you finish 2 years, 5 years, whatever, or you decide to move your children, you can be moved to any institute, universities, schools around the world, same power and maybe much more better educated. The school collaborating with us last week was in Wuhan. They're looking at the properties. We have found a good location for it. So if you were involved in the education group, which we set up and you did a lot of work, get back together, set it up very quickly, that you can help us. We put you in touch with the school, that the structure becomes part of the curriculum. If you have taught GANS production, we take you back to China to become a teacher or support teacher for teaching our technology in the classrooms. Like growing plants, we're using the GANSes, like how to make GANSes, what's the difference between the energies. And we are at that stage. The prophecies has been visited with, we have a small numbers till January. And from January on, 27, 28, we expect something like about 400 to 1,000 children of the knowledge seekers to be in the schools owned by Keshe Foundation on the Montessori structure. And part of the curriculum is teaching of the both physical and the energy side, which is the GANS technology, how they do it, what's the difference, and everything else. And we have opportunity to teach as part of the work on the loose basis at the moment, children up to pre-university level. And most probably next year, you will see we ask for research developers in university level, which works with Keshe Foundation. But if you, I know there's an education committee, I know people who've been there, they set it up, especially with that Greek lady. Please get back together. Get in touch with us again at the Info on Keshe, or use the education channel which is on the net with us in the communication line. We need you to come up with a structure, and 100%, one or two or three of you have to move to China to work with the Montessori school to set up the curriculum for education of the children coming with the parents. The way we structure it is that the children go to school on the same area as the parents work. So not only you move to China, but your children work in the same city or space as you do. You can have lunch together, you can have fun together as part of the health structure. The process is bringing, if you're trying to bring the nations together, we have to keep the families together first. That's my ethos. So you will see, hopefully, once we complete the structure of this new space city, your children, most probably working, are in the same space as you are working. They see the technology developed as part of their education. They have all the facilities they need to bring a free child, free education, or mostly better than homeschooling. And we'll see how this takes shapes. But as the school is getting set up, we need you to, and I know many of you have worked with this education section, or you're still working, we'll move you to in China to work with the Montessori school, that how the curriculum is set and what it needs to be taught and taught to children from young age. If you're not familiar with Montessori schools are very, very close to education system for children in China. Very close. And they run very parallel to the Japanese teaching. Children are responsible for themselves. They have to understand, and they only follow more or less what they like to learn, enlightening and enhancing their way of work. And being neat, because the education, as I told you, the school, we pay for the school. Keshe Foundation covers. To go to a Montessori school in China costs something between $22,000 to $35,000, $40,000 a year. That's covered by the Keshe Foundation. Doesn't matter if you have 2 or 3 or 5 children. If your work is valuable to us, you become part of the family and we cover it. So if you're in education, please get in touch at info, and then we put you to the next level to work with a school in China for the starting of the classes, maybe this September for a few children who are coming in. And from September, we expect a very large quantity. That's why we brought the school inside, which is good. There's no rush. I have to drop the children to school and drive all the way. You just walk across the yards and you're in your offices and you have lunch with your child. And life is sweet when it's that way. And
yes, thank you. I see that they do have the Future of Agriculture book in the Keshe Foundation store listed. I'm not sure if it's still available there, but I also
get it printed, I presume.
I also noticed that it's available in the Amazon, and it's as a Kindle book.
If you can't get it as a Kindle, nowadays we print large volume books in Romania. It's very reliable, very good. By the way, those of you who bought the last of the Cosmic Fables, you should receive them within the next couple of weeks, because the Ukrainian manufacturer is delivering to us the boxes after such a long history. So the last few pieces which are left, those we will be waiting for. We were waiting for the boxes. Next few couple of 2 or 3 weeks, you should see them at your front door. And that'll be the last of the Cosmic Fables. I was told they found 10 or 20 pieces, and once they sold, there's no more we cannot produce. It's too time consuming, and it takes too long to do one single one. And it's too laborious to create them, to make them. Any other question?
Yes, a couple of things that we need to address. Posture that you were talking about for lymph drainage. I'll share a picture that Cristiano sent me.
I've seen these. Many people have produced a lot of brochures.
Yeah, there's another one. Let me share that as well, so we have sort of an idea what's going on here. This
that's
one
the last one.
showed this posture here with using a chair and so on, and with several different things. There's a few flaws to this whole thing, but because it's generated by AI, and so it's a little haywire. But still, is this the general posture? So there's been several.
You have to understand. I had this inquiry from number of knowledge, especially Brazilian centers that document papers, and I explained to them today. We address it, and it's been addressed in the first part of the teaching of today. This is what is to come. This is part of what I told you this morning. It's not a posture. It means you haven't understood. Is the rhythm of the breathing which brings the physicality and the soul together. And it's not just doing always a nice picture, but in fact, what does it do? If you don't follow, if you don't bring you see, when you put a picture, let me explain to you something very interesting. Just watch what you have. You have a contact with the floor, which means you need to sleep on the concrete. Why don't you do it in the garden? Why don't you do it on the grass? Why? You don't need to do it 10 times a day. You just need to do it 3 or 4 times a month. Then what this brings you, you're in contact with earth. You are charged up directly. It's no use to have a mat on the floor and blah blah blah. Put your foot to the tree and put a cushion on the top. Lie on the grass. Then breathe through the system of the lymph system. Then you see the difference. And go on the 20th floor, lie on the carpet, put your hands on a chair, of a steel chair, and put your legs on the concrete wall. And do the same breathing and see what is the difference. You are living in the nature of the universe. Right? These postures I showed you, these things will go in very in depth, as I explained in the first part of the teaching. Understand. Once you understand, you don't need to copy. Once you need to copy, you become another monkey. You have to understand what is the purpose of this. It becomes part of living. It's not just one thing to do. By the end of these sessions, when we set everything out bit by bit, it becomes nature to live, natural to exist within the boundaries of daily life. When you see these runners on the streets and people go, it's fashionable. I was in a place past couple of days. It's crazy. In China, we pass shops. Every other shop is a food shop, or out of every 3 shops, 2 shops is food shop. In this country, everything is fitness. All matter how they look. But when I look, the most damaged bodies coming out of these gym parlors. You do not need to do these stupid exercises for a time that you can afford a gym fee of 2,000 or 3,000 or 500 a month or a year to stay fit. The life of the man is like a block of tree. It's like a tower. You have to understand what this tree needs. You have to understand where its roots come from. You have to understand how it stands straight. And then you have to understand what is the purpose of it. Are you going to be a geisha girl to please? Or are you going to be a mannequin that, as long as you can afford that fee to the sports center, or you can buy the equipment at home to have the muscle. And once you have that muscle, have you seen how these fit people collapse after they don't go to gym every day? What I teach you is the gym every day, every minute, the way your body was built. You go to a restaurant to eat food to feed the physicality. You sit in your chair, in your work, you sit on the bed, you lie on the bed, you lie on the beach, you just follow the procedure for yourself whenever you remember. It doesn't need to be done. You bring a healthy body, you bring a healthy soul, you bring a perfect physique. When the foundation is wrong, when the food and the energy you take is wrong, you create a wrong foundation. And then that foundation becomes a Tower of Pisa. Looks good at the bottom, and the top it turns. You have to understand how you do these things. You have to change the way you feed yourself, how you get rid of the poisons of the physicality that doesn't touch the limb. This figure, that's all it does. Bringing the damaged cells out to be disposed of. Well, how do you get disposed of it? Because you cannot piss it out and you cannot go to toilet with it. You have to know how through the same organ as came in, the same field as came in, you let it go out. That's the only way you can do it. Then when you build the next step after the food and understanding the energy intake is how you make the body solid, that it's underneath is safe, is correct. You have a bone, you have a small muscle tissues, and then you have these big muscle tissues. You go to the gym and you make these big muscle tissues as long as you get these tablets and boosters and doing the fancy dance. But what happened? You haven't built the muscle tissue which is next to the skin, which the big muscle has been built on or is inside of. Then you're as good as that muscle tissue and you can pay the fee and the exercise at home, and then the lever comes and shouldn't come, you can't get on the bar and the rest. But if you train that small muscle tissue inside, which the exercise in the gym does not ever touch it, the foundation is solid. You are healthy, doesn't matter if you do the gym or not. And this is what I'm going to teach you. This is where it comes from. Look after the food, that you take energy from the universe. Psychologically, you become balanced. And in becoming psychologically balanced, you look after the structure which gives that physicality to the psychology of your body, which is your muscles. Then the pole dancing and jumping and the running marathon is for your show. People see I'm exercising. Have you seen these people? I laugh. The biggest joke is these people go for a run. I do half an hour run every morning. Where? I run along the motorway. I breathe all the excrements of all the cars. I kill myself. I'm exercising how to kill myself. I'm going for a run. You sit in your beautiful home, clothes, clean air, and you do the exercise 10 times, 100 times more effective, more beneficial to your body than the run down the motorway. It's fantastic. Just walk around the cities. It makes me laugh. I'm running in the middle of the city next to the river, but the most poisonous place in the world.
And they're breathing hard, which drives
take more
toxins in deeper.
Yeah. I do especially these people who go running by the river in the center of the big cities. You have it in Seoul, you have it in Beijing, you have it in London, you have it in even in Vienna. Oh, we're running in the park next to the river in the center of the city where all the poisons come in. And then, oh, I have a cancer. I live a healthy diet. I eat only vegetables. But why do I have an illness? Did you remember you were running, inhaling all the pharmaceutical waste on the back of the cars coming out? If you look after yourself, you have to do it fundamentally correct. The way you eat, the way you dispose of the waste of the body the correct way, the way you dispose of the lymph section of your body the correct way, the way you connect your physical life with your emotion, and then you know, I see it. I was saying to somebody very recently, sometimes, you know, you see these buildings we show you, you will see some of them, most of them, I walk all of them. I have to see it. Mr. Keshe, if he doesn't see it, he gets approved. And you see some of them are third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor. I walk up the building, there's no left. And I get on the top, I get on the second floor, third floor. I hear knowledge kiss behind me going, "Hi, you're 30 years younger than me. Why are you losing your breath?" Not fit internally. I don't go for marathon runs, I don't go for exercises, but slowly control. 5 years ago, about this time, I was told by doctors I need a full knee operation and titanium. Did the MRI. I said to the doctor, I don't need it, I just want to know what the problem is. 5 years later, I can run. I run quite a bit, faster speed runs even today. I go to short burst, and I said, oh, I still need a knee operation. They x-rayed me in China with my knees as part of the research. Oh, the knowledge, but I don't feel, because you look at the matter state, I walk through the energy state. I walk for another 50 years. Knowing how to do is more important than just doing it. And you don't need to go marathon. You can do a few exercises at home. It does 3 marathons, and you don't even move a finger. And this is the purpose of the teachings. We taught you about the soul, we taught you about the universal language, we taught you about cosmic rays, and all that. Now we're talking about the universe of man in the body of the man. And it's very simple. I walk. I saw that the first time with one of knowledge seekers, 12 knowledge seekers going up a hill. And I got to the top of the hill and they were going, I said, girl, you're 35 years younger than me. But I can't breathe, but I still go for this and that. I said, you have to fit in the inside. The outside is just a mess you carry. First of all, look at what you eat, the way you eat, and look at the effects of that eating on your psychological pattern, the emotion it creates. If you can get that right, you walk away from medicine. And then you look at how you feed your soul, how you feed your limbs, that it feeds your soul. There is no blood in the brain, but the lymph is there. And doctor says, oh, if you put your head at 35 degrees, the lymph comes out. Of course, now you understand the brain is fed by the limbs, not by the blood. And can't you add it together? How do you clean that water, that lymph? That's more important, because that liquid in your brain can create depression, anxiety, Alzheimer's, happiness, joy, and everything else. And this is part of where we're going for a teaching till 21 sessions from now. And we try to see if in 666 we break the taboo of the man, knowledge and peace. It's all right, see if we can achieve it. By that time, most of you should be able to understand your position, your soul, your operation, and how you live a perfect life. Then you understand Why you'll pay us 1 cent for one app to have the apple, but you never touch apple, you never pick apple, and the rest of it. It becomes the story of Sicily and the farming. If you go to Sicily, especially in the orange time, those of you who are from that part of the world, you see orange trees are full with oranges, but nobody picks them. Because the labor costs more than selling the orange, so the oranges rot on the tree. But no tree dies and gives the fruit the next year. Take a trip to Sicily when it's the orange harvesting time. You see no farmers, nobody picks it. Mafia want too much and the cost of picking is too high. So trees produce, show their beauty, and they drop the next year the same. And that's how life should become. They're not there for us to pick. They are there to enjoy the energy and the beauty of them. You can buy an orange for 1 cent, get the taste, the flavor. We feed the soul, soul gives the texture what you want. And I teach you how to do it. I teach you in the sessions to come. We announce sessions for feeding. You know, many of you came with the honey and the thing. Now we tell you how to do it with the other parts. And in the sessions, I would like to see how many of you decide on apple and at the same time you like a chelo kebab or somebody wants a steak. You all can have what you like while you're connected to our system. And then this becomes an app. No child will go hungry because that has a phone and only there is an app. It's one issue. Feed
me. Mr. Kish, in relation to what you were just speaking of, I'd like to get the question in from Manuel, who says, my name is Manuel. I'm a seeker of knowledge from Lima, Peru. I hope you're doing very well. I apologize for reaching out to you directly here. Thank you very much for the great work you do as a host every Thursday. Just talking to me there, I guess, in the message. It says, I don't speak English, and because of the timing, it is difficult for me to attend Mr. Kesh's workshop. I am experimenting, and I was wondering if you think it is appropriate, you could kindly send or convey my question to Mr. Kesh. Here's my question. If possible, could you inspire us a little more regarding how to contain only the fields and or rays of a GANs within a, quote, empty container? Could you inspire us a bit further about the characteristics that such a container should have in order to keep the fields inside? What container material would be ideal?
I have to choose my word very carefully with this.
This goes back 15 years ago when we started the Kesh Plasma Reactor Group, and one of the first things you told us is you have to keep the plasma off the walls of the reactor.
Exactly.
And the only way you can do that is to have a material that acts like the plasma. So like repels like in a way, and you can, with the nano-coated interior, you can do things with that.
The way to do it, you can keep it off the wall by higher order fields than what's inside the container. In a way, like you buy double layer cups. The outer layer field is stronger than the one inside, and you can contain it. And to see how it contains and what's the leakage. Because once you have energy contained, it connects to the structure. One of the best structures to hold fields in is glass. Plastic connects the link to outside because it's got that carbon link and the hydrogen link. The worst thing to contain more or less gas productions is in a plastic container, but all of it we do in the lab, it's not just you. And the best thing is glass. because of the field connections. One of the ways to do it is certain oils can do that. But you have to know how to create those oils. It's a very specific way. We have stopped producing these in our factories because it's the next step. And we use different materials than you do for the specific applications. The doors of the factories application is closed to public. Even our staff have been told not allowed in the previous factory setup. It was like a zoo. Anybody comes and see. And in the new factory, nobody, even the staff, have to have a permit to go into it because they don't understand it. Talk outside and brings mayhem with us. But we develop technologies for specifically for certain jobs that is not in public. And we develop this kind of things. We produce the ultimate goal, in which we have 60% achieved. It's just not bringing to commercialization of it, development of it, is not to get oil well to refine, but to produce a refined product and then directly from atmosphere. You can control it. You can. The knowledge is there to do it. And for the first time, we will show this in the fishery of the agriculture side. My hope is very soon what you see now in this picture. This is about a 5 or 10 centimeter gap underneath, as you see in the video, the water runs. I have said to our team, once they literally go full 100% the way we want it in the next maybe a couple of months, I put fishes in these tunnels. The top grows the plant, the bottom will grow the fish, with a difference that the fish will live, grow to move into the swimming pool. We hatch life both on the vertical and the animal in the same tray. No feeding. Just understanding the motion of the field. And containment comes that way. You have to understand what you want to contain, the way you want to contain it, and you just need a bigger container in field strength than what you want to contain. That's the only key to it. If you have a magnetic gravitational field of 100 and you want to contain it by 80, it doesn't work, it leaks. You have to produce 120 field strength that can hold 100. And this is why what happens to you in a sleep. When the energy drops in the blood circulation, the gap opens and the soul can go out. It's what I call European jail system. Daytime I'm in the jail of physicality. The minute the thing is finished, I'm free. I go. But I know my sentence, because if I do that, I will not be matured. So I keep what do you call it, a leg in the world of physicality till the energy I need from my soul is matured. 50 years, 20 years, 2 years. And then when the door opens for the last time, I say goodbye. My sentence is finished. The soul of the man is in prison. Is a prisoner in the physicality of them. That's all he waits for till the sentence is finished. You call it death. We call it the birth of new life. But you cannot play. The sentence has to go as is done. Because it's the soul who decide on that prison sentence. And how you mature to go to a higher class. The physicality of the man in a school, you have to graduate, and you call it 80 years, 50 years, at the time of the birth. Any other question?
Well, you just answered the next question, which was from Sebastian, who asked, can you ask this question, please? Can you free yourself from this prison of sin that the soul imposes on itself? How is it possible?
Nothing is sinful. This is the problem. The word sin is created by the religious people to milk you. You call it a sin, but you have to understand why you came to this point to be the sinner. But what did you learn from it? What evolution it brought to you, and what dimension did it open to you? And in that process, which other soul you touched? And what does that allows others to abuse you with? That's where the word sin came in. And it's control. The word, the emotion, the word of sin is made by the one who wants to control you and show superiority to you. If you, let me explain to you, this is part of the research we are doing. This is not, I'm not talking something theoretical. You see, is in the culture of the man. A couple live together. We talk about the psychology of it in the later part of this. You have a couple living together, having a perfect child, brought up in the family, they have a perfect family. The family, the couple got married, had children in their 20s, had a beautiful life, comes to 40, 45. And then there is a word in some languages says, oh, when a man becomes 40, 45, he stops playing because the children have grown and everything else. And then the mistress comes in and playing outside comes in, you call it a sin. But other men don't do, or if they do it in hiding, but this punishment comes from the soul anyway because there's nothing hidden to it. But if you educate the man, for the man to understand that why he get to that point, if you educate the woman that don't allow to come to that point, we are together, we sort it out. There is no sin. Done. No ground for doing wrong comes. Why men, age of 40 plus, start looking for somebody else in the relationship of physical, sexual, whatever? You have the word, but you don't understand the word. You call it menopause. It means you put your man on the pause because you're hormone changing. Listen to the word, menopause. Pause means stopping. You put your man on the pause because you're not, but you don't explain it to the man. It's not a pause. We can work something out that you don't miss out because man at the moment is being geared up to and suddenly left high because the woman had a brake. You pull in a car park that the car is still going. If you understand this, then you don't create a sin. And this is what they don't. They teach us everything in their schools, except about us. What it means, how to be. The schools, especially nowadays, is maths done, physics done, chemistry done. So for what? I don't use any of it. But I live, I eat, I fall in love, I have children. Educate me about how to bring a perfect child. Educate me how to be a perfect mother. Educate me how to understand my partner when he goes through emotion. We teach every rubbish except our lives. I mean, we are left in there blind. Go and find out yourself. When I was in high school, we had a biology teacher, very tall man. And he said, he came into classes, we have a special teaching today. Boys do not wank in the shower. We all looked at him. What is he talking about this? That was our sexual education. That was only sexual education we ever got about the fact of life. Our teachers, our educators don't teach us about life. They teach us about bird and the bees, the animals, how they eat, but they don't tell us about, they don't prepare us for life. The schools of life have to bring, this is the age you become a girl, this is the menopause, this is, you have to understand changes, how to teach a woman emotionally to handle the man. During that time, I do other things. I try to understand. And for the man to understand why some marriages are so successful, because the partners understand each other's changes. Man doesn't suddenly go on and start playing 40, 50 days just because a woman goes on the post, but his needs are extreme because he had a good life with the same woman. Why do women want to give a child to a man? And then when a man falls in love with that child and puts everything around it, woman becomes jealous. They try to destroy that child. How many of your mothers have done that to your daughters? How many of your fathers have done that to your sons? You created your cancer with your own behavior. They don't teach us in the school these things. In the school of life, what we do, we go blind in. It's like, have you played the Mexican game with the little thingy hanging on the wall with the blind, and we hit it if we hit it right? And how many of you have been given the stick of life and the thingy dangling on the top, and you're hoping and you hit it and you get the sweeties? This is the problem. We have to understand the psychology, the physiology, and the emotion of life. There'll be not that many divorces because we choose wisely. We support each other wisely. There will not be that much problem in psychological and dementia and Alzheimer's because we want to forget the things wrong done to us. The husband's being with another woman and the husband, wife being doing other things. We want to forget, and once we start forgetting one thing, the other things comes with it, and then the pains our children created, we want to forget, and we call it Alzheimer's. Emotionally, we create it. And then we find a word to it to do it. If they educate us, if they put us through understanding about ourselves and teaching us about the cats, the dog, and the maths, that we don't use 1% of it, what we learned in the universities, then we become man of life. We don't need sinners. We don't need to do a sin. We understand each other to do it. It's the same if you know we can take the energy from the space, from the condition of the black hole of the soul of the man. We don't need to kill for. How many of you, have you ever stood in front of a chicken when it gets slaughtered? Have you felt the revolt of being alive? Then imagine when you're chewing that spoon of rice in your mouth, or the beautiful strawberry, how many cells are crying inside you, crushing them? One of our knowledge seekers, you all know him, he was a vegetarian. I'm a vegetarian, I don't eat any meat. And I sat in front of him and I explained to him in detail. Next day he was eating meat. He said, no, I found that at least I kill less. We need to be educated in the science of man and the emotion of the science of man, and that emotion will bring psychologically. If you understand If the woman understands the position of the menopause, what it does to a man he loves, he gives children to, he won't get Parkinson. The cause of the man Parkinson at the age of 60, 65 is the woman menopause at 40, 45. Just look, why men always shake on the right hand side, right hand and the right side of the body when they have Parkinson. The wife didn't understand the man has the need to be satisfied sexually. So he helped himself. Imagine the beauty of the woman he gave her because he doesn't want to play outside, ends up with the Parkinson. The cause of the Parkinson 20 years down the line is the menopause 30 years earlier, because husband and wife, partners did not understand each other's need. Nothing else. You don't need millions of dollars in psychiatric and hospitals and injections. We don't understand ourselves, and they have given us a book, Sinners and Pharmaceuticals. One sins to the emotion and one sins to the physicality. We need to understand the cycle of life. We need to understand the emotional cycle of life. We don't need any of these things. We are not educated. We go to the wrong school from the beginning. And we tell our children there is something wrong, there is something wrong, there is something wrong with the society, because we are not educated in the society to understand. So everything is wrong with the society because we are actually the ignorant. We wash it under the carpet, but we don't understand the logic behind it. You're a man, you're a woman, you live together, you had children, you had the most beautiful child. What's the use of letting it go unless you really want to go? Or because I went on a pause, the other guy goes, do you know 80% of the men go through menopause before women do? Large number is scientifically proven. 80-90% of the men physically, because we can see it, between the age of 30 and 37 go through menopause. The wife says, oh, you become incompetent, you found somebody else. No, darling, I hit the menopause before you do, but because my body is young, it goes to the next gear. We trigger, as men, the menopause of our wives 2 to 5 years earlier than them. But what happened? Oh, sorry, I couldn't perform. Oh, sorry, something wrong. But you guy hit the menopause before she did. She stayed with you. But when it came to her time, you escaped. And then the priest understood, made it a sin. Pay me for you. What you do, I do. What you can't do with your wife, I do. You pay me. If we understand the cycle of life, there are no sinners, because we know not to create a condition for a sign. Becomes Chinese government. Don't create a ground that people can do a crime. Then you don't need to build the prisons. We build prisons and we make laws to make people free, not to fit them in because we already made the prisons. There's a country, city on this planet which has one jail, one prisoner, and he lets himself in every day when he's sentenced, and he opens his jail and he goes back out. And the restaurant down the road feeds him because there's no crime. Because the society has met all the needs. Any other question?
I know it's kind of getting late here, Mr. Kesh, but do we have a personal question from Doug, who mentions that he has he says, a person I love has a deviated septum in her nose, which means she breathes mainly through her mouth, especially at night while asleep. An operation could fix this, but she is not keen on that at all. Your teachings today and previously stressed the need to breathe through our nose is critical for controlling the lymph. How can she solve this dilemma? Can you please advise any solution?
If you can't breathe your nose, you breathe through your mouth. It passes the same point as feeding the soul of the man. Doesn't necessarily need to be.
Didn't you say the mouth feeds the physicality, though? But and the
Yeah,
nose
but the
feeds
thing
soul.
is, the mouth is dual carriageway, isn't it? It's most of how you come running, you breathe through your mouth. Have you ever had this when something goes wrong, it comes out through your nose? They just pass. Body has found the backdoor channel to do the same. If I stop your nose, you breathe through your mouth. And actually can feed you. If you go to some hospitals, they feed you through your nose, to your stomach.
And it doesn't mean your soul's not getting fed just because your nose is plugged up.
No.
Right.
There's a lot of things to understand about the nose, and it brings a change of dimension. I'll come to this teaching sometime in the future. If you mix different things in the body, you get different reactions. If you breathe deep breath through your nose and at the same time create a certain noise, like a humming, the monks do. But you have to control the breathing. It's a very, very specific way to do it. What happened in the what I call cavity of your sinuses? You stop producing nitrogen. It's not anymore oxygen. And the nitrogen level in the sinuses, it needs the oxygen or the CO2 change. It needs that voice, that vibration, that it creates a conversion into what you call sound energy. It connects it in a different way. Scientifically, we can explain it, that oxygen drops to level. It just breaks up, it gets targeted by noise from your being of your back of your throat to nitrogen. And this nitrogen oxide creates a specific cleansing and emotion in the man that is enlightens the man. So even if you have a nose block, but you can use your sinuses, but you know how to then you see your immune system doesn't need anything. Immune deficiency, my foot. You got to understand why body has made pieces everywhere and what's the purpose of it. Our body converts sound into energy which feeds the soul of the man. Why some musics we don't need to listen to? We can just feel the vibration of it. Because it creates some of the, even when you breathe in a systematic way, that the change of the tone in humming that can create you a lot of things. Everything has a rhythm. We don't need to eat, we don't need to kill, because we know how to do it, but it's easier not to. But if you come and say, if you travel with me, sometimes I just sit there. No. But through controlling, knowing what I need to be controlled, I am exercising. You can run with the bus next to me, the car next to me. I do more exercise than you're doing running. Because we know the techniques of life. I was saying to somebody yesterday, laughing our head off. I said, don't put me in front of watermelon and chili kebab. Anything else I can let go. I can create it. But the pleasure of it is the purpose of it, not eating of it. Because you can create even that pleasure. And if you enjoyed something once and the pleasure is registered, you can literally mimic it. It could be a food, it could be emotion, it could be a person, it could be a smell. Your body has that capable, but you have to use the limb and the process of working of the limb. And you practice. Some of you came to Florence in 2012, 13, sorry. We had a conference in Florence. When we went for the conference in Florence, it was a lot of problem with our security. Italian police, Interpol decided that we land in Rome and they drive us to Florence because there's a security with it. So I was with my family, outriders, the police and the security services in vans behind and front. And we went to Florence. On the way back with the cars to Rome, my child says, I'm hungry. And I asked the security guy, can we stop somewhere? They called and decision was made by the Italian Secret Service and the rest that they take us to a known destination, and the cars pulled in, the vans pulled in, we get out. And they took us in a building, no name, nothing. It was a restaurant, beautiful restaurant, very traditionally Italian. And I asked for a specific food because we tried. And that expression of that food stayed with me so strong because it was so amazing that for years I went to different restaurants trying that food, Italian food, but not to make it. And I cannot find the guy where they took us. Then I learned I just need to create that emotion of that time, that plate. Now I eat in any Italian restaurant, that food tastes exactly the way I enjoyed it the first time. Because you can create the emotion and doesn't matter what the physicality takes with it. And I haven't found anywhere. I must have tried hundreds of these plates everywhere. Even yesterday, I tried it in another country. It was, I know, the emotion, the feeling you give me. This is what we have to learn, how to create the condition of the emotion. And in the teachings coming, I teach you how. You have to be aware of and be part of how you eat, the frequency you eat, the combination of the energies you create and what that does in allowing you to use your limbs. You use your physical intake to control your limbs, and you use your breathing to direct the limb. In the coming teachings, in the next 20 teachings, hopefully by 66, you should be able to do a lot of these things with the pleasure. And in the next few days, we announce sessions for this and how we can get you into these positions, and you can come in as many as we can, and then we test. We tell you how to do it. It's in other sessions we came, we sat there and quiet. This time is a mayhem of noises and doing things, and then I hope you enjoy it. The more you come, the more noise you make, so it becomes a connection to your soul, to your lymph, and not to your ears and your blood. Shall we call it a day?
Okay, sure. Just let me read one thing. A message from Gianni says, "Thank you, Mr. Kesh, for your many years of dedication and for all that you have shared with humanity. For several years now, we have been using plasma-based products. We use only small quantities, yet the results and experiences have been remarkable. In our experience, these products are unique and offer qualities that we have not found elsewhere. We also know that many people who have chosen to use these products and who report significant improvements in their well-being and quality of life. We would like to express our sincere gratitude for your continuous efforts in research, education, and the sharing of knowledge. Thank you for your service to humanity."
Thank you very much. Please organize, get in touch with Cash Foundation through info@cash.foundation. We don't fix a date in Romania in August. The reasons we're there for this. We are deeply looking, we have agents appointed to purchase land for Cash Foundation in Romania. We're looking for 1 million square meter. And this is in program for next 3 to 6 months to do. And then we leave it in the hand of people like you, and then you collaborate with the research center in China, and the collaboration which goes on to build up the next steps for European arm through Cash Foundation, Austrian operation of the Cash Foundation. Thank you very much. See you next week. And hopefully we learn a little bit more about ourselves from now on, how to live the second life we ignored.
Okay, very good. I'll insert one final comment from Alexandra from the Brazilian community, who says, "I'd like to share what I noticed since last week when Mr. Kesh taught the lymph exercise. I did it twice, and on Monday of this week, when I arrived at work and sat on the floor with my students, I was able to bend the knee that's been giving me trouble. I fell and hurt my knee, and my doctor said I needed surgery, but I didn't want to have it. It's been 3 years now, and my knee hurts when I cross my legs while sitting on the floor. After the lymph exercise, the pain hasn't completely gone away yet, but it has improved significantly. And I was able to play with my students and sit on the floor comfortably. Thank you, Mr. Kesh." Another good testimonial. Thank you, Mr. Kesh. All right, well, that apparently wraps up our 645th Knowledge Seekers Workshop here on Thursday, June 4th, 2026. If there are any remaining questions, there might only be 1 or 2 left, I think, and you can bring them over to next week. We can address them. And let me see, speaking of next week, we have, get my calendar out here as the month is leaping along. Our next public teaching workshop, oh yes, on Monday coming up, we have the public meeting for testimonials. Speaking of testimonials, that will be a good one that we will use in the testimonials meeting, that one we just described. And testimonials meeting on Monday the 8th, which will start at the 8 p.m. Central European Summer Time. If you have any experiences or things you'd like to share, about the plasma technology, that would be a great place to do so and get it recorded for posterity, and so that others can benefit from your results. Okay, and then on Tuesday, we have the One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace, with the members and support members of the Universal Council, who will be presenting that show starting at the 4 p.m. Central European Time. Okay, and finally, I have a message from the Universal Council. Let me open that